Okay folks, it's What You Think coming to find out what you think. I've got an article here for you today from the Daily Mail. Warning of looming Gen Z blindness epidemic because today's children don't go outside as much as previous generations. There's been a 46% increase in short-sightedness in the UK over 30 years. Experts warn excessive screen time can have long-term impact on their vision. Britain's couch potato kids are creating a future blindness crisis which threatens to engulf the NHS as they get older, a leading eye surgeon has warned. Excessive screen time means Gen Z has missed out on vital natural light during formative years, with a potentially catastrophic long-term impact on their vision. The world is already experiencing soaring rates of short-sightedness, with an increase of 46% in the UK over the last 3 decades. But figures have reached epidemic levels, with world-renowned eye surgeon Dr. Jorgensen warning it will only get worse. Dr. Jorgensen, of LEC London, says that kids staying indoors on their devices in a crucial window during puberty means they aren't getting sufficient dopamine, which in turn is damaging their eyes. The world is already experiencing soaring rates of short-sightedness, with an increase of 46% in the UK over the last 3 decades. But figures have reached epidemic levels, with world-renowned eye surgeon Dr. Jorgensen warning it will only get worse. Spending long periods of time staring at phones and tablets a few inches away from the face can develop myopia, or short-sightedness. The second factor is the amount of time spent staring at phones and tablets a few inches away from the face, which can develop myopia, or short-sightedness. In China, where he has 8 clinics, Dr. Jorgensen has seen levels of short-sightedness leap from 30% to 95% and above in some areas of the country, and he warns that the same will happen in Britain without a major shift in the way children spend their leisure time. Dr. Jorgensen, who practices at the London Surgery as well as being CEO of 44 eye surgery clinics around the globe, told Mail Online, children are not going outside as much as previous generations have. Everything they need is in front of them on their devices. That means that during a critical time of their lives they are not getting natural sunlight, and that in turn is causing a very noticeable rise in myopia. It is alarming, and what we are seeing is an epidemic. Going outside in the daylight to play football, sports of any kind, or just to play with friends causes a chemical process which releases dopamine. We know that it is an inhibitor to the type of growth in the eye which causes short-sightedness. The horizontal part of the eye lengthens and continues to grow, making it difficult to focus. We can encourage children to go outside and do more sports, but you can't reverse what has already happened with social media playing such an important part in their lives. The second damaging factor is the amount of near work younger people are doing, which is also damaging. Having a screen a few inches from the face means that the eyes blink less and overcompensate when focusing for hours on end on tasks that are up close. It means muscles in the eye stretch and the lens shifts, leading to a gradual lengthening of the eyeball and damages the way we focus on objects in the distance. Dr. Jorgensen warns myopia doesn't just mean having to order spectacles. Serious cases can lead to blindness. Bad cases of myopia in young people increase the chance of them developing macular degeneration by 41%, studies suggest. Macular degeneration, of which one type is age-related, is a leading cause of blindness. Dr. Jorgensen said, treating AMD is one of the biggest costs facing the NHS. It is a great drain on resources. A single injection of Lucentis, which is used to treat AMD, is £1,000, and a patient needs to have it every month or risk blindness. Serious short-sightedness also dramatically increases the chances of developing other serious conditions such as glaucoma and retinal detachment. It's a very serious situation. We are seeing cases of high myopia 30 times more often, and that triggers the 4 drivers of eye disease: cataracts, glaucoma, retinal detachment, and AMD. Through his work in China, he has found that in rural areas such as Tibet, where children are more likely to be outside working on farms, the level of myopia falls away dramatically. His warning has been echoed by other eye specialists. Dr. Irfan Jeev, from Pinderfields Hospital in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, said more youngsters were needing glasses because of exposure to digital devices. Dr. Jeev said phones, tablets, and televisions were too often used as a babysitter, but warned parents to limit screen time for their children. He told BBC Look North, "We're still learning about it, but there's enough data for me to believe that increased screen exposure can affect your visual health, mental health, physical health, and emotional health. Screens are quite addictive. They have an internal reward mechanism that makes you want to spend more time with them." Short-sightedness has already become a major concern for the NHS, a fear compounded by a new study. Scientists at University College London, UCL, saw the biggest spike in cases was among adults and the highest academic achievers. The UCL researchers suggested more time spent reading books at school could be to blame for the upward trend. With intensive studying and more Britons attending university, around a third of Britons have myopia, which is becoming more common among children. Research commissioned by the Global Myopia Awareness Coalition found that more than half, 52%, of children today play outside less than their parents did when they were young. Close to 1 in 3 parents, 31%, believe that their children are addicted to screens, while 54% said that they would like their children spending less time watching television, playing video games, or interacting with a tablet. More than 4 in 10, 45%, of parents were unaware that high levels of screen time can have a negative impact on eye health, while 51% did not know that spending time outdoors can delay short-sightedness. Last year, Myopia Focus launched a petition calling for more NHS funding to treat the epidemic level of childhood short-sightedness, which it called a growing public health issue. Optometrist Jason Higginbotham, who started the campaign, said due to changes in lifestyle, an increasing number of people are at a higher risk of developing sight-threatening conditions linked to myopia. This should no longer be considered a potential threat. It is very real. We want to put pressure on ministers to do something about it now. The younger therapy commences, the less likely that your child will be at risk of sight loss in the future. We need the government to act. Okay folks, that's all I got for this one. But you will have to let me know what you think about this one. Are kids spending too much time on their mobile devices? Do we allow them to have too much screen time? Chop it up in the comments section, let me know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe, and as always until next time, stay prayed up, stay blessed, and keep pushing forward.